Every time a plane takes off, it's a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity defying gravity. We sit back, relax, and trust the pilots in the cockpit to deliver us safely to our destination. But what happens when the impossible occurs? When the sky itself turns against them? When a routine flight becomes a desperate fight for survival? This isn't about mechanical failures or predictable emergencies. This is about the freak occurrences, the split-second decisions, the sheer will to live when all odds are stacked against you. Tonight, we delve into the heart-stopping true stories of pilots who stared danger in the face and, against all reason, lived to tell the tale. Prepare for danger in the skies. Real stories from pilots who survived the impossible. Our first story takes us to the unforgiving wilderness of the Canadian North. It's February 1995 and veteran bush pilot John Thompson is on a routine cargo run, delivering supplies to a remote mining camp. The weather is clear, the engine purring, a perfect day for flying. Or so it seemed. John Thompson, I'd flown that route 100 times. Knew every tree, every frozen lake. There was no hint of trouble. Then, out of nowhere, the engine just seized, like someone had thrown a wrench into the gears. Silence. Utter, terrifying silence. Imagine that moment. Thousands of feet above the frozen landscape. The only sound the whistling of wind through a now-dead propeller. John had seconds to react. His plane, a DHC-2 Beaver, was losing altitude fast. Below him, an endless expanse of snow-covered pines offered no safe landing. With incredible composure, John spotted a small, snow-laden clearing, barely big enough for a bicycle, let alone a plane. He fought the controls, coaxing the unresponsive aircraft towards it, knowing one wrong move meant certain death. I remember thinking, this is it. But then another voice louder said, not today, John. I pulled the nose up, stalled it just above the trees, and hoped for a miracle. The plane slammed into the snow, tearing through branches, a violent symphony of crumpling metal and splintering wood. When the dust settled, John was alive, but trapped, injured, and utterly alone in a frozen wilderness, miles from any human contact. His story of survival, against the elements and incredible odds, is just beginning. But what about the dangers that aren't visible, that lurk within the very fabric of the atmosphere? Our next harrowing account takes us into the heart of a phenomenon that pilots dread: clear air turbulence. Unlike turbulence associated with storms, clear air turbulence is invisible, unpredictable, and can strike with devastating force. Captain Sarah Jenkins was flying a Boeing 747 over the Pacific Ocean, en route to Tokyo. The flight was smooth, passengers asleep, and the crew relaxed. Suddenly, without warning, the plane was violently tossed upwards, then plunged downwards, as if caught in the grip of an invisible giant. It was instantaneous. No warning. 1 second we were cruising, the next we were in freefall. I remember seeing coffee cups hit the ceiling, then crash back down. The screams from the cabin. It was pure terror. The forces at play were immense. The aircraft was being subjected to stresses it was barely designed to withstand. Passengers and crew were thrown around the cabin like rag dolls, resulting in serious injuries. Sarah and her first officer fought to regain control, battling against an invisible enemy that threatened to tear their plane apart. We were losing altitude fast. The altimeter was spinning like crazy. All I could think was, keep the wings level, keep it flying. It felt like an eternity, but it was probably only 90 seconds. Miraculously, Sarah and her crew managed to stabilize the aircraft, bringing it back under control after what felt like an eternity. They made an emergency landing at the nearest airport, shaken but alive. The incident highlighted the terrifying power of clear air turbulence and the incredible skill required to navigate such an unseen danger. But what happens when the danger isn't from the skies above or the ground below, but from within the aircraft itself? In 1989, British Airways Flight 5390, a BAC-111, was cruising at 17,000 feet when a shocking event unfolded. Captain Tim Lancaster and First Officer Alistair Aitchison were in the cockpit, preparing for descent. Suddenly, with a deafening bang, the left windscreen panel, which had been improperly installed, blew out. The cockpit rapidly depressurized, and Captain Lancaster was violently sucked out of his seat and partially out of the aircraft, held only by his legs, which were pinned against the control column. 1 second Tim was there, the next he was gone. His body was half out of the plane, flapping in the wind. It was surreal. I thought he was dead. First Officer Aitchison, despite being alone in a rapidly deteriorating situation, immediately took control. A flight attendant, Nigel Ogden, rushed into the cockpit and, with incredible bravery, grabbed onto Captain Lancaster's legs, holding him against the immense wind forces. With freezing temperatures, gale force winds, and the constant threat of Captain Lancaster being completely torn from the plane, Aitchison initiated an emergency descent, navigating the damaged aircraft towards Southampton Airport. The entire ordeal lasted for 22 agonizing minutes. Against all odds, Aitchison landed the plane safely, and Captain Lancaster, though severely injured from hypothermia and frostbite, survived. His miraculous escape is a testament to the quick thinking and unparalleled teamwork of the flight crew. These stories make us wonder, how do pilots cope with such unimaginable pressure? What training prepares them for the truly impossible? While rigorous training and simulations prepare pilots for a vast array of emergencies, some situations simply defy expectation. Our next story illustrates the critical role of improvisation and sheer presence of mind. It's 1988, and a small commuter plane, a Fairchild Metroliner, is on a short flight from Portland to Seattle. Captain David Green and First Officer Bob Jones are at the controls. Suddenly, a small window on the cockpit's left side blows out. The depressurization isn't as violent as British Airways 5390, but the sudden rush of air creates a powerful suction, ripping documents and charts from the cockpit. More critically, the noise becomes deafening, making communication almost impossible. It was like someone had opened a giant vacuum cleaner in the cockpit. We couldn't hear each other, couldn't hear air traffic control. It was chaos. To add to their woes, debris from the shattered window damaged part of the instrument panel. Green and Jones were now flying blind in a partially crippled aircraft, struggling to maintain control amidst the incredible noise and disorienting airflow. With quick thinking, they decided to descend to a lower altitude where the air pressure would be closer to normal, allowing them to hear each other and communicate with air traffic control. But without reliable instruments, this was a dangerous gamble. They used basic visual flight rules, relying on the ground below and their instincts to guide the plane. Slowly, painstakingly, they brought the aircraft down, eventually making a successful emergency landing at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, a testament to their calm under pressure and their ability to adapt when the unexpected strikes. From frozen wilderness to the invisible clutches of clear air turbulence, from explosive decompression to unexpected damage, these pilots faced down the impossible. Each story serves as a powerful reminder of the inherent risks of flight, but also of the extraordinary courage, skill, and resilience of the men and women who command these incredible machines. They are not just pilots. They are survivors, heroes, and guardians of our safety in the skies. Their experiences push the boundaries of what we believe is survivable, reshaping our understanding of aviation safety and inspiring awe at the human spirit's ability to triumph over unimaginable adversity. The next time you're soaring above the clouds, take a moment to appreciate the journey and the silent vigilance of those in the cockpit. Because sometimes, even for the most seasoned pilots, the sky holds dangers no one could predict. These are the stories that remind us that even when all hope seems lost, there's always a chance for survival, a chance to defy the impossible. Their bravery continues to inspire, reminding us that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit can soar. From malfunctioning engines to deadly weather, from human error to mechanical failure, every near-miss tells a story of courage, resilience, and the unbreakable will to survive. These are the heroes who stared death in the face and flew through it. Thank you for watching Danger in the Skies. Real stories from pilots who survived the impossible. If you were inspired by these incredible stories, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the next journey into aviation's most gripping moments. And don't stop here. Check out our other documentaries on Skyforge Aviation, where we explore the science, courage, and innovation that keep humanity reaching for the skies. Because up there, danger is real, but so is survival.